And now, the Mary D. Welch Show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Here we are on this beautiful Monday. Oh my gosh. This is Southern California weather. You just can't beat it. Just cannot beat it. But here we are today. I can't tell you how happy I am to see you. I know it's been a week and it just flies by. I'm just so excited every time you come back. Today, we have a very special guest with us. This lady, she is the president of the San Bernardino City Unified School District. She's the president of the school board, a hometown lady, just really outstanding. She's going to be here visiting with us. We have with us today Gwen Rogers.
Hello, and thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Oh, we're excited. We're excited to have you.
And near to my heart, you said hometown girl. That's what I am.
Well, yes. You said born, raised, everything in San
Everything. This is my, and it's unique, when I see people, because people get more shocked at me saying that than when I find another person. But yes, born, raised, went to school here and made an effort to stay here. I've traveled and worked in corporate America all over the world, but I always lived here. No matter where I worked, no matter what I did, this was home and still is home.
Well, I know too. Some people know they know about you from being on the school board, but they may not know that you're a wife, you're a mother. Is there anything else you can tell us about your background that they don't know about you?
That they don't, a lot of people don't know, even though it's been, I want to say 20 plus years. I'm also in ministry. I'm the assistant pastor at my church. Oh, yes. Right. So, and I lead the praise team. So that's my first work. That is my first work.
Is there anything you don't do? Let me ask you this. Do you cook? Are you a good cook too?
I am. I do. I tell people, it was so funny during my campaign, and I would talk to people and I would tell them, I still have to cook. I still have to vacuum. I still have to make sure my little dog is doing what she's supposed to do. My husband is there, I have my roles and things that I do. So I'm going with Gwen out there, but I'm Gwen at home.
Well, it sounds like your life is really full and rich, and you just have so many things. I know. Well, tell us. You said you were born in San Bernardino.
Yes.
You were raised in San Bernardino. That means you went through you went to public school?
I did. I'm a public school baby. So elementary, Roosevelt, for all those Roosevelt fans out there. I went to Arrowview Middle School, and I graduated from San Bernardino High School. And I'm the only girl of all brothers, right? So following in their footsteps, everyone went to Cal State. I went there, but I fell in love with Cal Baptist. And so I cheated a little bit. I went to school in Riverside, but I came back.
Well, I think you're forgiven. Thank
you.
Now you went to Cal Baptist for your master's?
I went to Cal Baptist for my undergrad in social work. And then human resource management and management, I went to the University of Phoenix. And I'm also an alumni of San Bernardino Valley College.
Oh my goodness. You really are a hometown.
Yes.
But you know what? It speaks volumes that through all of that, you came back and you ran for the office, because that's an elected position.
Yes.
Now, how long have you been on the school board?
So the interesting thing is, it probably sounds like and seem like I've been there forever, but believe it or not, the journey to being on the school board started with me just being a very involved parent. My firstborn, was close to getting ready to go off to college in 2015. And in 2014, there was a board member that decided she was going to retire. And so people asked me the question, have you ever thought about public office? I'm like, oh, no. I am a support. I am the backup singer to everyone's success. And the community was like, you really should consider it. Well, right at the cusp of when my son was getting ready to go, he went away, graduated from Morehouse College. Woo-hoo. He was leaving, and I was like emotionally wrecked. Like, he's going to be thousands of miles away. But at the same time, they decided to do an appointment prior to the end of that person's term. So I came before the board and I had to, share with them my vision, my desire, my passion. They had already saw me doing a lot of parent work, working with parents, and people thought I worked for the district, but I didn't. I just loved helping. And I got appointed, and then I had to run an election that same year. So this one that I just came out of successfully was my second term.
You're kidding.
Yes, this is my second term.
I don't know why I had this vision that you've been on there for years and years.
Right.
I don't know, because to me, that just seems like such a good fit.
Yeah, it really is. Education is really near and dear to my heart. And I thank God for my public education, and my giving back is what I'm doing. Same thing with my children. I want them to see that this is the give back, because if we didn't get it right in education, who knows? There's so many avenues that you may or may not explore, but I appreciate the education that I got, and I'm giving back.
Well, tell me, who were the mentors for you growing up? Who were the people that you looked up to?
My mentors, I have a really close-knit family, and believe it or not, again, I'm the youngest and the only girl of 3 brothers. So me and my mom had to hold it down in a household that was male dominant. And my role models were my brothers. I mean, they really, really were there. And my mom, my dad, it was a blessing. We went to church together. We did everything together. And when we needed something, even though there were friends that we had, we were there for each other. That's what my mom and dad made sure, that we were there for each other. So they always put me in education or set the tone. And then I said, okay, I'm going to do it the girl version.
Well, it sounds like, because being a baby girl, usually they spoil you.
If my brothers was on this call, they would swear up and down I'm spoiled. But I just get my work done. I just get it done. So when you do what you have to do, you can do what you want to do. So it looks like spoiled, but it's because I took care of business.
Oh, so they wouldn't agree with that.
Yeah, they were coming down. Oh, you spoiled everything. You did spoiled. I was like, yeah, but you guys allowed it. But I did work.
It sounds like, number one, it was, like you said, close-knit but fun.
Yeah, it was board games, working together, playing together, praying together. We're still all close. If I had to make a phone call and something was going down, I'll go through my dad first, and then I have all my brothers that can say, okay, y'all better take care of it.
That's a blessing. That is a blessing.
And I work it too. I do. I remind them. And I love my sister-in-laws, and I always remind them. I said, hey, if I make the phone call, they coming, right?
Well, I think they probably feel the same way. If they make a phone call, you come too.
I'm there. They know. What do you need?
Now, do you have a nickname like Baby Girl or?
Yeah, and it's so funny because I just started doing it was called an after dinner chat with Dr. Hill. So we do that once a month. We had started doing that. And so I was teasing her, like it was a conversation like this, and we can ask anything, and people are just watching us talk. And oh my gosh, I knew her nickname, and so I said it. But I had mentioned mine. She was like, "Well, all right, Biddy." So my nickname, the cat is out of the bag. Everybody knows. But it was because I was a very small eater. I was really thin, like we always are when we were younger. But I didn't, I was just eating was okay. I'll eat my meal, but I was real finicky, kind of like that. So my brothers, they started teasing me and calling me like Bitty, like a little bitty, itty bitty.
Oh, okay. But that's a cute little. It started one way, but it's just mostly inside your family or just anybody.
It was most of my family because it just recently started getting out now, but it was them. But it is when they said it, it was almost like we'll tell, right?
So you might as well let it out now. It's out. Well, I'll remember that. Well, I'll tell you now. You said your kids, your son was graduated from Howard.
Yeah.
And he went into what area
So my oldest son is now living in Utah. He graduated from Morehouse College in Georgia, and he's an econ major. So straight out of leaving there, he was again blessed. He got picked up at Goldman Sachs. So he's working for them, and he's also, still in school. So he's has a passion for education and just went off onto his journey, and he's putting together a program. And the program, I have to give it a plug, it's called It Starts With Me. And he wants to do financial literacy for young people. And I'm supporting him 100%. He's writing curriculums, and he had spent some time with the assembly member before he left, and he said, we need to do this. And I can't agree with him more. Our students need to know how to balance a checkbook, how to get a check and not spend it all. And these are things that are just not happening right now.
I think I remember when I was in school, they did have it. It was part of, I'm trying to think, what class was it? I guess home ec.
Home ec.
And see, we don't have home ec anymore.
No.
But when you had home ec, you had a book.
That's our issue.
Yeah, all that went away. But you're right. It's not a problem. I'm wondering if they can put in the curriculum in another subject where there's a semester of it.
And you bring up a great thought, because on my end, even though I know he's doing our work, I'm looking to meet with our state superintendent, because I believe, you just have to ask things. You just have to ask. And I want to have a conversation with him to share with him the perspective of, just like you said, we had home ec, so many things we learned how to do. And so once we learned how to do those things, that was embedded. We understood cooking or taking care of a child or sewing or wood shop, auto. Those were things that were just hands-on life skills. And now that those things are gone, I want to see if education can find so what does the 21st century version of that look like?
Right.
So definitely.
The one big change is, the cryptocurrency, all of that, none of that exists. So now but then many people don't even know how that works. So you have that going on. And then I just heard just today on the news, they were saying what we're going to is that you'll just be able to scan the back of your hand and it'll take the money out of your hand.
No, I've heard these things and I'm like, how in the world is this going to take place? Like, you scanning, and then, I told you I'm a woman of faith, so I'm like, uh-oh, Lord, what is this?
I know, but this is but then I'll tell you, the hard part for me with technology is instead of shying away from it, I've learned to go into it. Because the way when you shy away from it, you start getting further and further behind. The technology is still going and going and going. I'm not saying I agree with scanning your back of your hand, but I will say this: like it or not, we're changing. We're changing as a society. I think I actually thought that when they started putting the chips in the animals, because you're
they're already doing that. You lose a dog, and it's like, we don't find it. And you're grateful for that. But then on the other end, it's like, ooh, have we really made it to that information age to do that? And I'm, you're like me. Technology has always been kind of a challenge for me in that I didn't like how young people utilized it. It was utilized more for recreational purposes. And so I was always challenged with my kids, like, okay, it's time to get off, and all you're doing is playing games. And, I understand they do need that outlet. But now more so when we shifted over to distance education, the disconnect became this tool that is really good is not fun to me anymore. And so they didn't, there's a rejection, kind of like, okay, I'm tired of it. So it's a rethinking that we have to do, because other countries have always used technology to their advantage. And I think we're just getting to that, like you said, and understanding all of this. But if we make it creative, I think in class, it'll be just like we were, when we were learning those skills.
Well, I guess I believe this from my heart. We're never going back. Elaine says, hello to two of my favorite friends, looking simply beautiful ladies. Thank you, Elaine.
That's my D9 sister.
I know, Elaine. I tell you, I can't thank because the people that come and support the show, it touches my heart, each and every one.
That's beautiful that you're taking this vision, because information and getting it out, I love it, because we can listen to these things and sometimes we think we know people or we think we know things. And we're in a listening mode right now with the new changes and everything that's going on. So this is great. And I applaud you for just doing it.
Thank you. You know, but they say you're doing it scared. You get out there, and I was just listening to
you just do, you know, and guess what? It's happening. So you're not thinking about it anymore. You're doing it.
Oh, thank you.
So that's what I love. And that's always been the reason why I have the organization called Young Women's Empowerment is because, as I share, you know, I tell people all the time, I grew up with all boys, love my brother, love my dad, mom, everyone, very close. But what I also realized is that I always desired to make every woman I met was like a sister that could be in some way to me, like they're a sister in connecting on something. And that's how I always saw females. But when they would bicker and have issues and girls would fight, I was like, I don't understand that. You know, why would you fight with your sister? And you guys could share things, but I have a different perspective of that. So when I meet women like you and when people call me, I'm here to support in every way I can. And so our organization creating was about young girls working together through their barriers and being supports for each other. So that's a 15-year, effort. The organization is over 15 years now. It started just from a vision to say, I wanted to go give back while I was working in corporate. I said, how can I give back to my city? And it was a book club. It was coming, engaging with the district and volunteering. And then that passion I saw in those young girls was like, if you can't be here, we have a problem with you. And I was like, whoa, this is serious. And so fast forward 15 years later, we've served over 3,000 girls in school, high school, giving them scholarships. We have girls all over the nation going to school. We have them locally going to school. And their commitment is to come back and mentor another young woman.
Oh, well, now you have a website for this organization, correct?
Yes, that's youngwomenempowerment.org. We work on social and emotional, learning and supports. We do a wellness event annually for women 21 and up because it's important chronic illnesses that we overlook. We don't take care of ourselves. And so that was our give back to ensure that we're connecting the two. The young woman and the mature woman are being reconnected to each other. So, yeah.
Oh, so you've been inside of the organization, there's a mentoring.
Yes, that's the whole concept of the program is we have a curriculum mentoring program for middle school and high school, and we follow the girls all the way to college. Wherever they choose, if they choose non-traditional, education, we're there to support in some way, getting the funding, and then we stay connected to them. They can call us at any time. We created our latest this is going on our third year, My Sister's Keeper. We do a lot of work around human trafficking, and we do a lot of work around sexual assault and understanding the dynamics of that in college, happening to you as a young woman. So that's another initiative that we work on with the young women to be aware, of those challenges.
So when you have those now, with almost, as far as I know, the majority of everything that's going on now is virtual.
Yep.
So you're doing virtual workshops for these young ladies also?
Yes. So now it's virtual. So now the sessions are virtual, definitely of the mindset of giving them an opportunity to share, because there's a lot of depression out there. There's a lot of unknown out there. So we're very sensitive to them when they come on their session time, although it's structured, but it's designed for a space for them to share and talk about the things that they need. And then ultimately, we're trying to keep them connected so that they can graduate. So we talk to them about, I understand you have barriers. Things may be going on at home. Either we will have resources for them, work through them. All of the women, I'm so happy to say, this was a second ministry into it. The women that run the program for me are single mothers. They're all single mothers. So that's a ministry within itself to give back. So.
Oh, okay. Says, yes, it's good to know I'm not alone accepting modern technology. Hi, Denise.
No, girl, you're not alone. This is too much going on. Just call me on the phone. There's too much texting, too much email. Just pick up the phone. I still have my phone in my house. Call me.
No, but you know what? This is what I've noticed too. Depends on what's going on. Sometimes I like the texting because
Yeah,
I text the message and I can keep doing what I'm doing.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So
You're right
I've
about
learned it both, and then I'm still learning. I don't know why, but we talk about social media. But my Facebook, I can handle that.
yes.
Twitter, I haven't got there yet.
Doing too much. Yeah, doing too much.
Instagram, I'm trying to get there. I'm just like,
yeah.
But I'm gonna get there.
The best I know on those two, because they were like, well, you need it for your campaign. So I figured out how to just post a picture on Instagram, post it, let that ride through the world. But doing too much. But Facebook I can pretty much control pretty good. But
I think it's generational. Because they're saying, I think 40 and older is Facebook.
Yeah.
And then younger. Hi there again, Denise.
Hey, girl.
Younger. They're like Instagram and Twitter. Those are the two. So I just said, I've made up my mind, this going into 2021, I'm going to learn them.
Yeah. And sometimes you just broke down, like that's how it was, and it's difficult with me and having older kids because I'm like, just work with me, okay? They'll just take it out of my hand and just say, just press this, like teach.
I know. No, they don't do that.
Bother you anymore about it.
No, because what they do it, and you never learn how to do it.
You don't know how did you get there? And then you go back and ask again, and then they looking at you like, did not just, yeah, you did. But tell me again.
But you know what I've learned too? Our kids will make it happen. They will. They will.
Yes, they got this thing down. They're like, all you gotta do is click this, and I'm like, all right, perfect. I got you.
I have learned. I don't know about your children. Mine have no patience with me. Even though they go, Mom, they always look at you like because your mom, you automatically know how to do these things.
Right. Right.
No.
You're trying to, sympathize and say, look, I'm representing me right now. I don't know how to do this, and I don't mind asking you. So can we cut to the chase? And I have a 23-year-old, a 21-year-old, and a 20-year-old. So they all like, you need some help. I'm like, oh my God.
I think we have the same kid.
There you go. And then my husband, I'm like, oh, I want to ask you, but you really gonna be like, okay, I'll get back with you. Like, do we have to do it right now? Yes, I need it done.
Well, see, my husband he's not into technology, so that's really it's on me and the kids.
Okay.
He'll do it. He's real laid back with it.
Okay.
It took a while for me to just move into it and say, okay, as they say, the only way to learn how to swim is to get wet.
That's true. That's true.
So I have to get wet and and figure it out. But
and then you got the nerve to be out now on StreamYard and all this other stuff doing your own show. So yeah, you've done more than just take it here. You've taken it there.
But that's because I'll tell you, I have the producer Brian. We had a conversation and he was nice and he's like, you've been out in the community. I think you. And then I can tell you how it happened. Almost 2 years ago, I pushed the button for Facebook Live. When I pushed that button, I'll tell you, Gwen, I stared at that button for 45 minutes.
Yeah, that's a scary button because once you hit it, you better say something or do something. Yeah, I've looked at it a couple times and like, yeah. Let me record myself and post that.
I stared at the button as if the button was going to push itself.
Yeah, and it's live, camera active.
And you're talking to the world.
Yeah. Yes.
But it was so interesting. The night I did do that, one of my sons was on.
Oh, he saw you.
He saw me. He came on. He goes, I was on Periscope, and he told me, he goes, Mom. He said, just to see you on there. He goes, Mom, you did a good job. I said, you know what, son? I appreciate that, but you're supposed to say that.
Right. Yes, please encourage me. Don't take me out already. I'm trying.
No, but he told me, he said, Mom, the only way to get better is to keep doing it. There is no other way. There is no way. The learning curve is you just have to keep doing it. That was about not quite 2 years ago, and I've been going ever since. No, Gwen, they don't have patience. Jenny says for me to experiment like I would tell my students, I give her a real side eye. Elaine, I think we all give our kids that side eye because the technology has come so fast. We have just what we've done. We've learned one piece. We've learned Facebook, and it's like, okay, we're gonna stop right here. But now we have to go on because there's going to be a whole nother Facebook, Twitter, there's so many things that haven't even been invented yet. And it's going to be coming up. Oh. Did we lose your sound? I think we did.
Oh yeah, somehow I got turned off.
That's
I don't
okay.
know.
No, you're back. I didn't hear what you said. You said
I said we didn't even realize MySpace was prior to all of this.
I know.
And we now we think we Facebook experts, but MySpace was a whole different navigation of this entry into, social media and interacting in videos. So,
and believe it or not, MySpace still exists.
Does it really?
MySpace still exists. I know you don't hear about it that much, but it's still out there.
Wow.
The big one now that's just running everything, I guess you could say, is TikTok. That's really big.
Oh, I know. And I wanted so bad. I had told my kids, okay, I just want to do one of those dance things, And they're like, okay, Mom, so it's this whole orchestration of like, I kept showing them my moves. I was like, look, I can do it. And they're like, okay, we're going to do it. So I don't know. My birthday is actually on Thanksgiving this year. So maybe they will, allow it.
Oh, I did. What did I do? My video, but I didn't do a full dance. I was sitting down and I did like a wiggle. And
yeah, just a quick one. Yeah, just a quick.
And I thought, man, that was about the extent of the dance. I haven't done a dance or anything yet.
You haven't done.
I've heard you got to go on TikTok. That's just one of those.
It looks a cool. I like that "Don't Rush" when they take the broom and the brushes and all that. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. Now, how quick they get changed? That's a whole nother. I'm like, I know they probably got to stop the video. They got to change clothes. It's a lot going on, but it is
cute. I can tell people don't know. I think it's like I said, TikTok. There's going to be something. Even though with all what we have, there's going to be another one.
Oh yeah. They're getting so creative. Some of the stuff I would just sit there just to, when you're trying to download and relax, and I will watch and I'm like, this is so creative.
This is from Henrietta Rose. Thanks for working with the ladies who have literacy difficulties. It's real and should be acknowledged and not left out. So it's okay to say we reach. And help them where they are. Thank you, Henrietta.
Absolutely. And that's the premise of our program as well. I mean, that's my lenses through education anyway, is working and meeting people where they're at. I mean, I align that with one of my favorite scriptures, the woman at the well. And you have to meet people where they are. You can't, come at them and think they know this. You don't know. Let them tell you what they know. Mm-hmm. And then you find how you can interact and you can help. And as Henrietta said, there's a lot of, individuals that are struggling with reading and trying to comprehend at the same time. And it doesn't mean that they can't do it. We just need to stop and identify those resources to support and help them and not make them feel like something's wrong with them. It's just, we've had noted people all over in education that have struggled. And then when you see them today, I always tell people where I am today is not where I always was. It's still a journey, and I'm still on that journey. And the difference now is I'm helping as many people as I can, so they don't have to go through the bumps and the bruises unnecessarily.
All right. Well, I know too. What is I don't know if you can really say you have a favorite program with it, since we're over at on the school board, but a program that that's close to your heart. Maybe that's a better way to say it.
My work in my day job is working with foster youth. When I left the corporate world, and a lot of people, they said, oh, you do so much, which is, the event that I'm doing later on with the Department of Behavioral Health. And my passion was working with foster youth that have mental health challenges. And that is what I do. Because again, just because someone may have a challenge doesn't mean that they cannot function without the proper resources being given to them. And so I left corporate wanting to be just that, a social worker working in the capacity of caring for individuals. As God would have it, though, not long into transitioning, I became an advocate, doing the community resourcing and being out there as a voice for the foster youth. And I've loved it. I just celebrated my 10th year in doing that, coming 20 years in corporate. And it's a passion of mine. And I'm always I've always been that person that I wash and wear stuff, because I don't want to be that person that, oh, this person can't come in your space. You know, I know COVID is different now, but I've always been that hands-on person. Like, I'm here to help you, not here to be too cute to help you.
Right. I know the programs, some, like you said, you've created programs, I think, that have come into the school district. The mentoring for the girls. And there's, I'm sure, hello, Teresa. Hi, ladies. Thank you so much for all. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you.
I love her. Hi, Teresa.
I know. I hate to say this. I don't hate to say it, but Teresa and I went to college together. That's how long we went to UCR together. She'll tell you.
She's a sweetheart. Talking about a supporter, man. She's there. If she got you, she got you.
I know. She is wonderful. And then she's also on the board for the NCNW. She's serving on the board.
That is awesome.
Oh, I tell you, I'll do our commercial here then, our commercial break. For those of you that didn't already know, Riverside is having a National Council of Negro Women. It's called NCNW, and they're starting a section. Yay! So if those of you that may be interested in joining, you can call this number, area code 619-669-8603. Area code 619-669-8603. And I just wanted to make sure I let everyone in the audience know that. We welcome you. It's a Riverside section, National Council of Negro Women. So we want to thank you.
There you go. Got the number up.
Oh, no, 619. I'm sorry, Brian. 619. Yep, 619 instead of, I just want to make sure, because I don't want to miss any calls.
Right. No, that's awesome. You ladies do a wonderful job. And, you know, I think we received some accolades from this year's voting. The women brought it home again.
Oh, yes. You're welcome, Teresa.
Thank you.
Oh, you're awesome. Oh, that's beautiful. I tell you. So you have a fan club. You didn't even know it.
I know. They know I love empowering and supporting. That's what's going to make us all better. We work together. If we work together, we'll get so much done. So much done.
What advice would you give someone who is interested in running for an office, a political office? What would be the advice you give them?
So my advice is, again, what is your passion? I tell you, you know, as people have said back many years, we've all heard it. Oh, if you find the very thing that you love to do, you'll not work another day in your life. And I used to hear that cliche, but I'm telling you, it is true. My advocacy, my passion to see individuals succeed, just stayed true to who and what I wanted to do, even when I wasn't really sure how it was going to connect. It was that passion that drove me. I mean, I'm a worker bee in the church. I'm a worker bee in education and helping people. I'm a worker bee in helping my kids at home. And it all came together and said, this is what you love and you were called to do. You're to help people and educate them. So even when I'm ministering, it is also educating. But when we come to the traditional form of education, it's just making sure that they have the same thing that I can now attest to them and said, I wouldn't be here without education. So because I'm here, I know it's possible. And so I don't have to make up something. I will tell them and encourage them. So if you're looking to do that, channel with what you do right now, because I will tell you this, you can't do everything. And you won't be successful trying to do a lot of things. Find out what that thing is that always brings you back to. What do you always end up coming back to? That's your passion, and it'll tell you what area that you should be in, and then you run for those offices. You run. You love the city. You want to see it gets on your nerves every time you run over a pothole. Right. Think about that. Do you want to just talk about it, or do you want to take action? And I know for me, I was just tired of hearing the challenges, especially of our Black kids failing. And I'm like, this is, we can't keep talking about this. Right. I'll see, my mom now talking about the same thing. And so that's what I channeled into.
Well, it seems, I mean, and I think your mom and dad are living.
Yes.
Thank God. That's a blessing, believe me. When I can't tell you, unfortunately, both of my parents have gone on, and just to have your parents there is It is more than anybody. I think what I wouldn't give to have that, and to have that unconditional love, which I don't think there's a word for that. But I look at, like you said, the things that you've created. A lot of it is that sisterhood.
Yes.
From you and I'm thinking you and your mother are probably more like sisters than you are.
Yeah. And then I turn into the mama now. I get to say something.
You have to remember what roles you are.
Yes. I'm like, you're not supposed to be doing that. She's like, I'm the mama though.
I remember actually telling, because my mom was a minister also, and I remember calling one time and I said, "Mom, I need to talk to Mama. I don't need to talk to Pastor Good."
Right.
I actually said, and she said,
Right.
"Okay, you're talking to Mama."
Yeah.
It touched my heart. Even the fact that I said it like that.
Yes.
I just need to hear from you as my mother, not as a pastor. Nothing against being a pastor.
No,
but I just need my mother.
That's when you can do that. That's special. Because that's something I was always mindful of with my kids. I'm like, you hear me preaching, you hear me, but I was very mindful of being mom, and not always thinking I was going to come from a scripture every single time and say, look, you have violated John 3. That does and has, I believe, turned off a huge generation of our young people. When we look at what is happening, I've looked at work around, even before COVID, what was happening with our churches. The age gap was extreme, and I think, like you said, a lot of conversations were coming in the third party instead of being who you were to those kids, which is their parents, versus, oh, you need to pull your pants up. Oh, you need to you got to reach them and connect first.
Right. I agree it wholeheartedly. Like I said, I lived it, and then my mother didn't go into the ministry until I was an adult, but I still need that I still need a mom. Even as an adult, you still need. People think that you're grown at that.
No, you do. You need it. Grown men. But we have to make that known, because a lot of times in society, people are like, "Oh, you still a mama." You don't need. I'm like, y'all. My job is eternal until the Lord say otherwise.
Right. That's
here.
It's forever. Yeah, that's it. That when you get whether the calls come at 1, 2 in the morning, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
You're there. Like you said, your mom, period.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah. And it means a lot to the family. You're the glue.
Exactly. You have to prioritize that, because in ministry, we know God is first always, but then that family is right there, because that's what is supposed to connect and keep you together. And a lot of my work, as you were saying earlier, the mentoring and programs that I've developed, it really has been a life lesson of things that I learned and put them into practical application. Because I'm a person that, even though I do a lot, practical is important to me. When you coming way up here, sometimes with people and they're like, okay, I just want to know how to get a resource. Not hear the story of why I don't have this or what I could have or could not. You meet them right there. And so when we carved out this curriculum, it was truly, like you said, about sisterhood, working together, no nonsense tolerance of, I don't like you, no emulating these shows where you pulling my hair and talking out my name. That to me is just so unsisterly. I don't get it. I don't know why and how people thrive over that and call another woman a sister.
I just don't understand the necessity.
Yeah.
Show me where this is bettering society. And then what are we showing young ladies?
Right.
We're showing them this is acceptable. These are grown women.
Right.
So I don't know. I am now. I'm gonna get on a soapbox now.
Yeah, that's one of mine, because I was like, I just don't get it. But okay, it's not something I can report.
Well, I think that's why you do what you do. Your goal is to make society. You're going to make society better, not just for you and your family, but for all, for your community.
Yes.
To make it a better society for the entire community. Yeah. Well, let me ask you this: if there was I'm not saying yes one thing, it could be multiple things that you would like to leave with our audience today as to how we can all go forth and be better in the community. What advice would you give us?
Wow. I would say, and I've said this before, so it's in my heart. We have to have a lot of grace for one another right now. especially now more than ever. It's a lot going on. People are going through a lot of things that they don't understand, but we have to be compassionate to each other. I've reminded people when they feel like, oh, these things are going to happen. No, I have been reflecting so much on what Martin Luther King said. He said, for evil to prevail, that would mean good people would do nothing. But you are good. I am good. So we know where two or three are good, it's going to be better. But it's so many more good people doing good things, and we have to celebrate it. And I would encourage people, look for the good. And if you can't find the good, then you be the good. And you do the good and lift up each other so we can get through this, because truly we are in this together. It's not just one person, it's all of us. It's generations of us are in this together. So let's keep empowering each other as women. Let's keep supporting those that need us. And let's just keep, a positive attitude no matter what we do.
Well, I can tell you, I'm listening to you and I'm thinking of, really right now, if there's ever a time for these words, it is now. Because as you know, our society is literally, it's like split right down the middle.
Yes.
And at the same time, this is why I always say, there's only one earth.
Right.
No, it's not like you can get off this one and go jump on another.
No, we all in this together.
We're all in this together. There is no other earth to go jump onto.
No.
And by the time you get to another one, you're gonna die. So this is by design. We have to learn to live together. There is no other way.
No.
There is no other way. How we do that is we have to make that decision, but you're like, okay, I'm gonna go live on Earth number 2 because I don't like Earth number 1.
No.
I don't care how many spaceships they put in the air. They haven't found one yet that you're gonna get there and live.
No, it's not gonna happen.
So I know that I guess and this is a daily prayer that we do find that, and I think I'll be honest, I think we thought we had found it when Barack Obama was elected.
Yes.
I think that was people kind of relaxed and said, oh, okay. I think we found that place. Hi, Vanessa Robinson. Thank you. I think that's what happened. And people did relax. They kind of, felt like their arrival is what I think. But the reality is no.
Yes.
No.
Hope is continuous. We have to move forward with knowing that we can, and that's why those small phrases, and thinking back to President, Obama saying that, yes, we can. It's when we start not acting like we can or losing hope is where we start relying on what we see more so. Oh, I see this is going to be this way, but you got to walk by faith,
Yes.
You do.
Yes. So you would say that each person, okay, we all have, I think we have gifts in us, but there's something we can do to make society better. It may not be a school board president, but it may be, you may give somebody a smile instead of a frown.
Absolutely.
What is it you do? Pardon me?
I said, that is hope. A person, you just assume they've had smiles all the time. No, I've been on seminars where people have shared, they were going to end their lives. They were looking for something positive that somebody had said to them that maybe never even spoke a word to them. And they saw that and that helped them to live. And if we think more about that, we would be, really mindful of the power of just being present to people.
And giving that, like you said, that hope to keep going. I
Absolutely.
tell you, I walk in the mornings and sometimes I speak to people and they don't speak back and I go, did they hear me? Did they not hear me? But at the same time, I try to make sure I do my part. I can't do their part.
That's
what can I do? I can say hello. I can smile. Good morning to you.
Yes.
So I don't walk by you as if you're not even there. Like you don't exist. I try to make sure I give that, that good morning, something good.
Yeah. Those are those principles of what we were raised on. My parents are from the South. All those things are coming back to fruition. They spoke all the way up the street and all the way back down the street. That was just, that's what they did. So then when they come to other places, it's foreign. They're looking like, why are people not speaking? But they consistent, the consistency will outweigh that negative.
It's true. My parents are from the South too, from Mississippi.
Okay, we Arkansas.
And that was something you do not pass a person without
Oh
speaking.
no, you don't wake up in the morning. It's like, did you sleep with me? Okay, you gotta make sure you come out the room saying good morning.
Good morning. That's how I felt the same way.
Yeah.
Like, if you enter the room, if you enter, like say, if you enter a room, I don't care what
you gotta speak. You, and if you don't, you're gonna hear it. So you're not speaking, and you're like, oh, so those traditions, they got many of our ancestors through, and it's still the same practical print. What does it cost you to say hello?
Nothing. I remember when I first learned how to drive, I was driving down the street, and I don't know if the gentleman would like one of the gardeners or something, I forget, but I didn't wave. And my mother, she had me pull the car over.
You better.
I was like, I said, well, the gentleman, I even said in my defense, well, he didn't wave, and she said, I don't care what he does.
Right.
You are to throw your hand, just a nice wave. You don't have to do anything with that. And she said, like you said, exact same words. What does it cost you to do that? And I thought, you're right, Mom. And since that day, even to this day, I wave, hi, how you doing? No matter what. And even if they don't wave, it's okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
I'm giving because you're still, that energy is vibrating through this universe.
And you've done your part. And that's what, I know that she just put that in the chat, it's hard because they don't nod and say nothing. But you know what?
It is.
You have to do as long as you did your part, you absolved, like, hey, whatever happened, because trust and believe, if they were intentional, something will come up. And they'll be, oh, why didn't I even say hi? Or they may want somebody to say it to them. But you won't have to deal with that because you did your part. You won't have to hi. I should have said hi. No, you did it. You did it. I believe it in my heart and soul. That's still positive energy. It vibrates. It goes good vibration that goes out when you say hi and you say good morning, and you say thank you and please. It comes back. Because people see that's what you do, that's who you are. It's just like blessing food. I remember when I entered into corporate America, I used to be like, you trying to say it and they're talking. And finally I got to a point, and trust, this is over 20 some years now. And I got to the point where they would be talking like, I'm going to bless. Because if I was around my mom or at home, and it's a blessing because my kids are like that now, and they all grown, but they'll be with their friends. They're gonna be like, "Let me go ahead and bless my
food."
Yeah,
I know. I don't know if he minds if I say his story or not. But anyway, he was with roommates and they were gonna eat and they hadn't washed their hands. He said, "Wait a minute." He was like,
Yes.
How dare you guys? I said, wait, this is the same one I'm telling to wash his hands. He said, Mom, I could not even imagine people sitting down to eat and they had not washed their hands.
Wow.
He said, he can hear my mouth coming from the den saying, wash it. That's how it ingrained in them to wash their hands.
That's how it was. Yes.
And then when you're grown and you're watching adults not do these things.
Right.
And he's like, where was y'all's mama?
Right. How did you miss all of this? That you just don't wash your hand. You don't bless your food. That's why good people have to still do good, because someone either knew that or maybe sparked it. And guess what happens? They just turn around and start adopting those same practices. Oh, yeah, I did know to do that. So we just have to keep putting it out there, for those that forget.
It really is consistency.
Yeah, it is. It is. Because if you don't do it all the time, you won't. You won't do it. You won't know what to do. And I always would tell people, I said, you don't want another person to do what you should have done first. Now you're gonna spend the rest of the time telling, oh yeah, I used to bless my food, but you didn't. Yeah. You had an opportunity. Oh, I usually wave at people, but you didn't. You didn't.
I tell you, I don't think I think since that day, and I was like,
it stuck with you, yeah.
It has never left me to this very day. It
doesn't cost us anything to do. It just doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't.
But see, like I said, and then I was trying to defend the fact that I didn't do it.
Oh, right. You know, he didn't deserve it. And he didn't, but it's over. It's like you just do it. You're like, I'm good. I did it. And whatever, they stir up for themselves, that's on them. And that was really a lesson for my dad. My dad was just, he's still that way. He's like, I don't worry about people. Yeah. And I was like, that's why you don't have high blood pressure like everybody else. It was my dad be like, I'm not going down that road with people. I'm not. And he doesn't. Where my mom, I'm a combination of both of us because she's like energy, like, and my dad's like, yeah, it's going to be all right.
But you know what that does? That complements each other.
Yeah, it does. When I think about it, and then I'm like, why am I worked all up? And I have that in me to balance it out because if you're always on 10, you just can't live off of being on 10 all the time. You got to come down and ground yourself. So, he's always, when I'm feeling like, ooh, I'm like, okay, yeah, I need to chill.
Well, probably, now I don't know this to be true, but probably your husband's personality is more like your dad's.
He is. Oh my God. He is. And I'll be like, come on.
But though, because that's my husband's personality too. And I think, honestly, I'm going to be honest with you. We need that personality.
We do. Because if it was two of us together, same us, it would be too much. And so you do. Because I used to be like, how come you? And I'm like, whoo, thank you, Jesus. I am glad that he is like this. Because both of us can't be like this.
No. And I don't know what it is. But it's not a female trait. Because I know couples where the male is the high energy one and the female is the lower energy one, or I call it the lower vibration one. But it's what I like about it. When you come to home or whatever it is, they're there.
You're right.
That's what I like. I think that's why I know for me in my life, I need that balance.
I do. And we do. Because we can't, if we couldn't have picked it or think it was going to be like that. Yeah. But it truly worked out. Because I was like, he is my dad for sure. Like, yeah. I'm like, what? Why are you chilling? Like, very, methodical, think it through. And I'm just like, we can just do this. And he like,
Elaine says, you are both so right. If each one of us would try daily to do our part, we can help our world and our community significantly. Being raised in the South never leaves us.
Nope.
No. I'll be honest, I wasn't raised in the South, but I was raised by Southern parents. So I was raised with all of those traditions and everything. When they came, my parents were part of the Great Migration that left the South and came to the West. We didn't go north. Most of my family went to Chicago, but we came to the West. I even asked my mother, how is it that we ended up in California? And she said, because I didn't like the cold. That's the one. She didn't want to deal with the snow. That was the only reason we were in California. She said, I just need to go someplace where the snow was not going to be an issue.
Right. They all migration for different, they all had different reasons. But thinking, my dad's sister came first and I was born and another younger brother was born here. My other brother was born in Arkansas. So, this is where they landed and where they were comfortable with, but it was non-snow.
Yeah. That was her thing. I was raised in San Diego and I came to Riverside. Okay. And it was just, for me, this is home, Southern California.
Yeah. I can visit other places, but I'm so comfortable here. It's just, this is, what I love. And I tell people, I am there for my city. I'm there for my people because I know, we've experienced at a young age, experienced at an older age, and we understand there is still good. And there's good people. We just need to do our parts.
Right. Oh, no, without a doubt. Well, I'd like to tell you, Gwen, this has been a pleasure.
I have been looking forward to it. You just kept this sister girl. I love you.
I love you too. And I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule because we're still counting votes, right?
Yes, we are. We're still certifying.
But you're in the lead.
I am in first place as of now, yes.
Well, we know for a fact you're gonna be reelected. I have no doubt.
Yes, all the confidence. I appreciate it. And I appreciate all you all listening out there. I love you. Stay safe. Stay safe.
Oh, you're welcome, Denise. You're so welcome. I have truly enjoyed this interview. I'd like to thank you for coming today. And will you promise to come back again?
I will definitely, for real, come back. I enjoyed this thoroughly. This was nice, a nice change, and just relax and just learning about each other. I appreciate this. I really do.
Teresa said, "You got this, Gwen."
Thank you. I told you she's the inspiration. Like, man, thank you, Teresa. Thank
I
you.
tell you, I tell you. Well, I appreciate you, and I will definitely have you back, ladies. Vanessa,
Yes.
ladies, thank you. Oh, you're so welcome,
Thank
Vanessa.
you, Vanessa. Thank
All
you.
of you guys, we can't thank you enough. I appreciate you, and don't worry, you will be asked to come back. That's for sure.
Yes, we'll be winning with Gwen again.
All right, and Brian, we're going to go into here and talk about some other. This is our little commercial time here.
Okay.
And for those of you, this is what I wanted to do. I didn't get a chance to do it this week, but I'll do it. Oh, I don't think we have no time. Hi, Henriette. Thank you. For those of you on the call, I'm going to have you get to win one of the autographed copies of the book. This is Have You Seen a Red Elephant? A #1 Amazon bestseller. What I'll do, because I didn't mention at the beginning of the broadcast, I'll tell you there'll be a question at the very beginning. You get to, if you answer the first one to answer the question, you'll be able to win this book. And that'll be for those of you that are interested in winning the book. I would also let you know, I'll let you know this next week. So you'll find out more about this next week. And I also wanted to let those of you that are interested, as I mentioned during the broadcast, Riverside section is Riverside, California, is having the NCNW. If you're interested in joining, there's the number 619-669-8603. You can definitely call that number if you're interested. I'll say it again.
Sam, I want to see your eyes. See how you doing.
Uh-oh, I can hear you, Brian. I don't think he knows. Brian? Okay, it's 619-669-8603. So those of you that are interested in NCNW. Also, those of you that you'd like to get on the email list, I've had people inquire about that. You can go to, you can send me an email at Mary at First Book Academy, or you can go to the website, marydwelch.com. You go to the website, marydwelch.com. On that site, you'll be able to see, well, you'll see the books that those of you know that I'm also an author. You go to marydwelch.com. You can join the email list. I also, and I didn't put this in here, I put it in the chat and get Brian. If you like text messaging, let's say there's the code. Those of you, some of you already received the text messages. They go out, and I mean, it literally goes out to thousands. If you would like to get a text, you're not receiving a text message or you're not receiving an email. If you want to send me an email, you can go to Mary at firstbookacademy.com. Mary, M-A-R-Y, at firstbookacademy.com. When you go to that or send me your email, you'll be added to the email list. If you want a text message, you text your number to 474747. Text your number that's the short code. You text it to 474747, and then in the subject line you just put show, SHOW. Then I know that you came from the show, and you'll start receiving the text messages from me. And they come, you get about one a week. I think I'm doing about one a week, but you'll get a text message anytime we go live. You'll know about it. Anything exciting happening with the show, with the books, with anything that I like to share with you as a community. I try to be, as much as I can, bring good information to you. Just as the lady, Gwen Rogers, was just on. Many of you have seen the previous broadcast. The goal is to be something that you want to hear, something that is going to make your day better or make us move forward as a society. So we've been really, really blessed to have excellent, excellent speakers. And I do appreciate that. Oh, thank you, Elaine. I tell you, I don't know. Me and Gwen did so much laughing. So, thank you, though. But I really enjoyed her as a speaker. I really, really did. So as I said, I always try to make sure that people have a good time so they want to come back. You never know, people want to come back. But I'm looking to do something different. I haven't decided just what I'll talk. You guys are here, some changes that are coming. But I'll let you know when the changes do come, and you'll be the first to know. Remember, get on the text list or send me an email, because I want to make sure that I stay in touch with you. I definitely do. But I'd like to thank you for coming today and spending some time, whether you're on live or you're on the replay, either one, it touches my heart. Please stay in touch. Please communicate, because I like to get to know you too. Some of you have done that, and I really do appreciate it. I'd like to thank all of you. God bless you. And I'll see you again on Monday, the following Monday. I don't know the date off the top of my head, but some of you, what is today? The 25th. Oh, thank you. So it'll be the following next Monday. I don't want to know what the date is, but anyway, a week from today. And we'll be back at the same time, same channel. I love you. Bye-bye.